Okay. Hello, this is Vincent. Hi. So this will be a video today about theories in general. Um, I just wanted to speak my mind a little bit of what I think about this game. I have a lot of found feelings. I like it, but at the same time, there's things I don't. But anyway, I'm just here to start speaking about theories that I have. We're gonna start with the night. This is one of the parts that I was the most interested about during chapter 3. At the end of chapter 3, you fight the knight, and it's so unexpected. It happens out of nowhere totally. He's also the secret boss, and that is wild that this is the first obligatory, because in reality, you can skip the fight. It's one of those, the big boss that you're supposed to fight at the end just beats the shit out of you. But you have an option to at least defend yourself on this one. Even more if you have the Shadow Mantle, which I would recommend everybody to get. And as you can notice in Noel's dialogue, this is Snowgrave. I like Snowgrave a little bit more. I have to be real with myself. Can you play the piano? No. But Chris can. Alright, so we only have to go here. Did I grab this one? Oh, I got it. You remembered it was named Christmas. That is, she has photos of, let me see, it says here. Noel and this, kids. There's like a very blurry picture of the two watching TV. That's a big ass couch for like one person. Alright, let's get to it. The souls. There we go. This is where the real shit starts. No, not yet. I think Chris says that Earl Grey's wiffle bad looking at these things made your head hurt. So yeah, that's probably hit your head with one of those things. Lighters, whoa. Was she a weed head too? Just the rebel child of the family. And they don't seem to really take a care about that. Carol and Rudy are like very strict parents or something. Doesn't look like Rudy did not. Carol most likely, but Carol shows a lot of care for the daughter, because well, that's also part of the theory itself. Carol is actively looking for Des, and we know that Des is probably lost or in a dark world of some kind. We know that it's possible that she's also the knight, which I do think so. But the way I think about it is, the knight it is Des, but it behaves like an animal sometimes. You see it ruling. It also looks like a dead body sometimes when it starts screaming. I'm not gonna put the scene on the screen because I don't know how to, but if you had seen that part of the chapter when you meet him for the first time, it opens his rib cage, and the skull of the thing, instead of being like the triangle and the antlers it normally is, it's a full blown dead buck. That is a dead fucking buck right there. When it does that, so that made me think, oh, that just means her corpse is it's on the bunker. But then I remember that monsters turn into dust. I mean, it's still a possibility that it's just a bunch of dust inside, and they are trying to do experiments on town with cells in general to see if they can revive her or something. It could be, instead of the amalgamate, yeah, the amalgamate experiment will be something in regards of the daughter of the mayor, because she's important. Also, we don't have a scientist making amalgamates on here. We wouldn't need a gaster, So where does Gaster come from? Does he just is the guy from Undertale? He just somehow isn't here, or is he like again like what he was supposed to be on the first games? We don't know exactly a lot about Gaster. There's obviously he's a fucking mystery man. We know that most likely at the start of the game it's him just presenting us, making the vessel and everything else. So he is important to this to story. Also, this scene it's very good because there's this feeling of a lost relationship with Noel and Chris. When you look at it from far away, if you don't really, take your time, do the Snowgrave route, every time Noel and Chris are talking, it seems like they're going more and more apart from each other. Even if they spend so much time during, you know, the city, yeah, the city itself. If you just go the right way and spare everybody, don't even go to the bank, don't meet Spantam, don't take her all the way there, don't freeze anybody. I mean, yeah, they bond over some things, but at the end, it the biggest change on her doesn't come from you. It comes from talking with Susie. That's like the biggest change that she has, like in confidence and everything like that. She's like, oh, this is like a dream. She still believes it's a dream by that point, so it doesn't change her as much. But still, she mentions a lot of the parts of the dream to Susie. In one of them, she's very mean to Chris, which is very out of character. It just feels like he's being thrown under the bus for Cloud. Not Cloud. No, I wouldn't do it for Cloud. He's doing it to get Susie's attention by saying something such as, you know, what's the thing? She says that it doesn't matter that she was forced into going with the. It's not the merry-go-round. Is the Chicago wheel? I don't know. That's how I. That's the name I know. But the Ferris wheel. Yeah, the Ferris wheel. I think. So it goes into the Ferris wheel, and she's like, "It doesn't matter. That was forced. We're just neighbors," and that is so dismissive of Chris. You literally have pictures of Chris in your house. You have a cactus that used to be named Christmas. You miss him so much that when you finally see him act like himself, when he like this, when he does all of this, you're longing for this. You start crying about this matter. You guys see that? No, that was just a friend on Steam, but it's just like shut up. And the in Snowgrave, their relationship with this too is the only way to make them go back together, like friends, or if you are part of the what do you call it, Crisel? Yeah, it's Crisel. If you're part of the Crisel Nation, you think it's romantic, which this scene is very it it gives you a lot of room for a lot of things. Um, One is okay. This is you're fucked up and evil. Um, Look at what you're doing right now. And then there's the Noel's getting so close to you, and the couch. How how long is that couch? It's for that reason. If it was just for normal scene, Toby Fox would be like, just make it a normal couch, man. That's not that difficult. They really make you want to see how close Noel's scooting right next to Chris, because she misses Chris so much. And Noel says the roughest thing on the pacifist route, and that's why I hate it. That's so out of character. Because on the same route, we have the words that are like it was like they were playing a concert just to me, and that is like a romantic thing. That Noel felt that Chris will come over, wouldn't let her see, but he will still touch the piano just for her. Which we all have to say, dude, that is a beautiful thing. And I don't know. It just seems important to me. The piano is gonna be an important thing too, and we can see it if we do pacifist. Sees the piano in Noel's house again and starts touching once again, which is it's pretty sad that Noel doesn't get to do that or comment about it, because I think it's weird that the only chance you have to make Chris go up to Noel and finally speak to her like the person he is, not like some type of voice box that we're making him be. And Noel is so glad about it. The holidays and dreamers are intrigued with each other. Not intrigued, interlined in so many levels. And by all of the family members, they feel like royalty families, right? The dreamers, they are royalty. Asker supposedly to be the king, and Toriel, the queen, because they're married with each other. And they're a royal family. In regards of Rudy, the equivalent is that Carol's the mayor in this universe, and Asker was the chief of police. And still, Carol still financially helps out Asker through the game. We can see there's a bunch of receipts, and they are under. It says C on it too, so she's got to be paying for the rent of that. So Carol's not a bad person. I don't think that at all. She's just very distraught, and she probably just goes to work sad all day, or she goes to work not to work. I'm doing air quotes right now. You guys can't see it, but her work would probably just be trying to find the missing daughter. Because if you guys had a missing daughter that you didn't know if it was that or something like that, like, oh, she's on the bunker about to die, and making dark worlds is the only thing that keeps her alive, that will explain why she wants to open dark fountains. Because we get the call from her. It's like, I'll be here as fast as possible when they finally reach the guitar and the guitar has a kill gun. That way, we know that Carol is on Chris's contacts. We know it too on the Weir route, but on the Weir route, we only get that one call at the end of the day. We don't get all the other ones, or at least we don't get those calls from like Chris Dark Fountain. We do get the ones, I think. Let me remind myself of the cutscenes. No, we don't get them at all. You only get the one from Carol at the end of the day saying Noel will be very glad to go with you in the festival, which it's some it backtracks to chapter 2 when you say Noel will ride with me. And it feels weird because we say Noel will ride with me. No, no, with Chris. And a lot of the time, it lets you choose options of dialogue that reference Chris as Chris, not as me. That is like the player is forcing that decision up your throat. That is what Snowgrave is about. You're going to see just about how much you can influence this world. In defiance of one of the first phrases that Gasser tells you, which is your choices don't matter. So if my choices don't matter, you know, how much can I deviate at the end? Will the world restart? The prophecy just loops itself again if I don't go the way. So maybe as a pacifist route, it's actively trying to make the prophecy not true. And why is that? We don't know. The pacifist route has Susie as a more involved character that is Noel. Noel is very much like, okay, you had your time in chapter 2. If you didn't use Grape, Noel would just be kind of like a background character. Because we don't use her ice magic, we don't use anything like that. She's basically a Budget Ralsei if you remove the frozen powers. She's just there to, um, take the one box with that Toby Fox has with doing horrible lesbian relationships. Because you guys have to realize that I'm not gonna say too much. I just don't like Noel and Susie or Alphys and Undyne. You guys don't understand how much I don't like those two. I hate Alphys with a passion. I don't hate Undyne as much. With them together, it's so awkward, and I don't see a shot in hell how the fuck they can like each other. And that happens to real people too. But I tell you, brother, if Undyne and Alphys were real, that's an abusive relationship. More than Snowgrave, no. This is like actual fucking abuse. Look at this. She's scared. She doesn't want to. And I think why Noelle was friends with Chris, and she cannot say no to a lot of people. She has like that struggle of you know people going over her, putting people first. Like when she was about to tell Burley, yeah, I'll go through the festival with you, and she was just stopped by Susie, like that. Those are the things she will say yes to everybody. One of the few persons she can say no to is her dad and Chris, because those are two persons she deeply cares about, and that she's confident. Well, not confident, just she feels safe. This is like the entire opposite of that. You're Look at this. She's never been this scared. This is a very good scene. I remember when it was the flower. I saw it. I saw the flower. Then Toby Fox just I don't know what he used. His weird Jewish magic and I, yeah, he used his weird Jewish magic and took it away from my mind. And well, I like this. I like this though. It's all right. I like the flower more, but we had a bunch of crybabies crying about it. And then we have the other people. This is actually right. We are not actively forcing somebody to do certain sortship because we're illiterate people. And I'm saying people a very fondly word because if this wasn't on a recording, I would not say people. But that's what I'm saying. It's just if you are that dumb to just change a person's, you know, how will you say it? Like a creation. You're so triggered by it that you force the creator just to change it because you're like, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this. It reminds me of like abuse and everything else. Do I remind you in genocide you kill everybody? You kill every fucking body. I know sexual harassment, whatever the fuck they thought it was, the flowering, instead of losing of innocence. Because the losing of innocence doesn't only have to mean, a sexual thing. It can be a thing about, she's killing people. She thought that was a dream. She thought I was just getting stronger. It's like a video game. That she's just missing it. And we keep her innocence like that. But in this route we're like, no, you kill those people. Basically the flowering that. An innocence that shouldn't be there. Well, it should be there because we control her. We're doing a lot of wrong things in this crowd. So it is understandable where it comes from actually. But still, everything was deleted? What's the moment it gets deleted? When we start getting the weird calls? Damn, dude. Does Chris actively do that? I remember seeing all the memes about the Chris just happens to have the night and everything else on the website. If you're not feeling your best, perhaps you should just go straight home and rest. Ew. I borrowed some sweet and made you a hot chocolate. Is your favorite marshmallows melted candy bars and a little pinch of cinnamon spice? One thing, why is Asker Loki a better dad than fucking Torio? Well, no, now that I think about it, that's very dismissive. That's just because I'm freshly hateful. My mom's totally watching us through the window. Yeah, she's looking at me. Sorry, while you take my PC. The rest is very talkative. I didn't get to write it down though. When I went to it with the living room, your dad caught me and started talking to me. until Noel's mom showed up, super pissed. Great, the hell are we gonna go back there now? Oh, you have no idea. I have no idea. It starts raining. I like this song. It's I like the significance of the name of it. Like, is it the song now? No, it's not the song. It's just rain. But the place it rained, as much as I don't like a lot about things about Toby Fox, that's such a hard line, dog. I have to give, I have to recognize a lot of things that Toby Fox does right. There's a lot of things that I don't like, but hey, what's up with the door at the back of the shop? The back is blocked. You can only see through the basement window. Corkboard is covered with tons of papers and documents. Letters on the floor. So yeah, that's Carol just breathing under her dad's neck. I mean, the fact that that's even allowed, because, she's giving financial help. Also, why does Asker get kicked out of the house? That's his house. They're, well, if they're trying to get together, I don't think they're divorced yet. I don't, well, it could still be, but they live on the same town, dude. Like, you're living on the same town, like, barely away from each other, and your husband's still, like, very, okay, we need to get together before Asheville comes. And after that means that they split up while Asheville was out. I think that's what it means, fairly. Which, I have to say something. Another one of the things that I don't like is how dismissive and how Toby Fox treats the relationship between not Noel, I'm sorry, Toriel and Ascor. Every time is the fault of Ascor. And Ascor's just, they dismiss everything about him. And that is very mean, dude. Like, in Undertale, you're like, yeah, he killed a bunch of kids. But they treat him like a fucking piece of garbage. He wants to die. He actively wants to die. He wants you to kill him. Because he knows what he's doing is bad. But who else is gonna fucking do it? If not the king of monsters has to do it. No one else is, well, yeah, he commands people to kill children. Well, yeah, everyone else is kind of like very willingly to kill a child. But canonically, the only one that was even able to kill them, or had the guts to, was Asgore. I, I think, at least, it looks like he's killed a lot of those kids over years and years. You know something that I'm thinking about just now? Um, it's really weird that since that amount of years between Undertale and Five Nights at Freddy's, which I'm a fan of. I don't have to lie. I know the year I was born in really influences the type of media I consume. I am a guy from 2006, dude. Five Nights at Freddy's and Undertale had me by the neck at that point in my life. I don't know, dude. There's this thing about growing up with those things that just keeps you there. It's, I mean, I like it. I like that game. I like Five Nights at Freddy's too. I have to be real with myself about that. But anyway, back to the actual purpose of the video, which is making a theory, is that the night there's this dead corpse, either that or she's like buried, barely alive. Like just how an amalgamate will be alive or in that type of state that they can only survive in dark worlds. Because that's what it looks like. They keep opening these worlds, and that will things to keep her alive. That's a possibility, don't you guys think? I don't even know why I came here. There's like nothing to do. Okay, I'm actually gonna take the Shadow Mantle to myself. Why is that? I don't know. Because I'm the coolest motherfucker, dude. Absolutely not. And it gets worse and worse. You get two twin rulers, by the way. Silver watch. It's clobbering time. You're not getting the silver watch. That's for myself. Okay, what's the best thing we can think we've given her the best things? Loud zone, puppet's car, Deltarune. At this point, we all have equipment from secret bosses, and we get a new one for Little Miss here, which is the Justice axe. I think it doesn't look like an axe; it's more like a hammer. It's the Lord of the Hammer. So okay. I this scene too. Look at this. Look at this. This is a fucking crappy pasta, dude. I don't know why. It makes me feel so weird. Center's not an option. I always go to the right, but this music stops and everything is gone. And Susie just looks at you like that. Even the hue. We haven't seen this hue yet. It's kind of like. It's not like the one scene that we have in Noel's room when everything goes into more dark colors or pastel, maybe? I don't know how to call it, but you can feel like the vibe shift. This is a vibe shift too. I don't know if this will influence anything. It wasn't about me, right? Was it fine? I won't bring it up again. I don't know if you always give the same response. It could be. Let's go back here. Just in case it's open. We know part of the code, I think. So we'll just have to guess what number, right? At least we know where one of the codes is. So we gotta hurry. Oh, there's multiple of it. So we only will have a part of the code in the guitar. Oh yeah, because the message mentions the pine, the police chief, and whatever else. Well, let's ask your mom for this. Okay, so I think I'm wrapping up this one. Just maybe. I might just drift off because I will probably want to do videos that are a little shorter on regards of theories. I will try to edit the videos maybe if that's possible. Don't count on me because I still have the ability of a disabled man. That's not funny, but I'll get better at it basically. I just need time. This is my third video. I'm just doing this because, I like just talking out of my mind about these games. And doing it at work when nobody really knows what I'm speaking about is not the best idea. So I might as well do it here just to have a register of it. In that case, thanks everyone for watching. I know probably my friend Big Guy is watching, so props to him. So thanks everyone for watching again. Sorry if the video's a little too long, but if everybody's willing to hear me, thank you, and I mean that by heart. God bless, and see you guys on the next video.